streaming. Yeah, the stream key is better now.
So, do you want to make this like on the shorter side? We'll do. We have the advice question that we didn't read, and then we have like hot mess moment of the week.
Sure. Yes.
And how's therapy going? Do you want to do how's therapy going?
Fuck yeah, always. All right, where's this fucking?
She could be a farmer in those clothes.
A farmer like Gladys? Hasn't she wanted me to say her last name? Do you think Gladys killed someone?
I think she just wants to be like Madonna.
It's such a wholesome name for that.
Gladys. Gladys.
Lady in red.
Wait for... I doubt anyone. I just posted.
Is dancing with me. They say that the road is no place to raise a family. I don't know where that song is coming from.
It was in the bodega.
Yes. Thank you.
Is that what you meant? Like why it was in your head?
Yeah.
Two watching now. Is it us?
No, we're not watching it. Oh, but
I am now.
Lol.
Yeah, it's us.
That's so funny. Are you,
Party of two.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
Like, fuck him? Fuck yeah. Oh no, Jasmine S. and Courtney Reed. Howdy. You know what? I don't think it counts you if you're the channel owner.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we have two unique viewers.
Jasmine and Courtney.
Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Courtney.
What's up? They say that the road is no place to raise a family.
Yo, our subscribers also went up
A lot.
a lot since last week.
Yeah, it's like almost at 300 now. 300, baby.
It's like the movie 300.
Oh, Courtney said, Reed says, hey y'all, we got a southerner.
Oh, a Southern Belle?
We just recorded with a woman from Memphis who is probably one of the most outlandish human beings we've ever recorded with.
I mean, she's from Memphis, but she lives wherever she takes her slumber.
Yeah, she's a legit traveling nomad. Dude, I bet you she could kill something with a crossbow.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Mm-hmm.
She probably has to carry some kind of protection on her, right?
Yeah, if you're sleeping under a bridge.
What do you think?
I think Glass has
like
a knife.
A knife?
Easily she has a knife. You have to have a knife just to, like, be that type.
Just to be alive.
You need a pocket knife,
You need to have a knife in every room. That's what I always say.
If you're gonna...
You need to have a knife in your drawers. Each drawer.
Do you remember when...
Yes. I already know what you're going to say.
I had a roommate, and her name sounds like Shmulia, and it starts with J. And she had a severe anxiety problem.
Mm-hmm.
My deduction is that someone attacked her. I know that someone broke into her house. I know that for certainty, because she told me. But I think something else happened. Not sure. Can't confirm. But because of the level of anxiety that she had was, like, unbelievable. And she was sleeping with knives under her pillow when we lived in Bushwick. Try to calm her nerves.
A cheese knife.
It was a cheese knife!
Which is a detail that I just love.
The cheese knife was hilarious. What are you doing with that?
If an intruder comes in, what are you going to do? Chop his face into Gouda?
Mm-hmm. It was so fucking goofy. But, like, I was like, hey, listen, you seem to be dealing with a lot of anxiety, and I think you should go see some sort of mental health professional, because sleeping with knives does not indicate that you
tip-top mental
are
health.
living the best possible life, you know? And she was like, you're right, and we had this whole conversation, and she's like, people have been pushing away from me, and like, thank you for being honest with me. It was a rough conversation, because I was like, I could say this, and you could be like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, no, but she did go to a therapist, right?
She did, and then, she has this fucking smug look on her face. One day, I come home, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? She's like, oh yeah, I just went to therapy, it was great. And she like looked at me, and she's like, she said that if I want to sleep with the knives, then that's normal. And I was like, bitch!
Okay, I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
And I don't know how everyone's going to take this.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently everything I say is controversial. So therapists sometimes say things to you that you know... I think they do it to make you feel like... I think they do it to challenge the way you think about things.
Yeah.
But they don't mean... How do I say what I'm saying? Okay, like, I described an experience to my therapist that I thought was abnormal.
Uh-huh.
And she, in response, was kind of like, well, why do you think that's abnormal? Why do you expect that, like, you should be able to do this in this situation? Like, whatever. I could have interpreted that as her saying there was nothing wrong. But what she was really saying was that, like, if I think there's something wrong, then there's something wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So she may have told her, like, listen, no, like, if sleeping with the cheese knife under your pillow makes you feel more protected, like, you don't have...
She was disarming her.
Yeah.
She was disarming her so that Julia trusted her.
Yeah.
And, like, she didn't want to say explicitly, like, hey, freak, get rid of the cheese knife. It's wigging everyone out.
It's like, if you want to sleep with... It's true. If you want to sleep with a knife under your pillow, you can.
Totally.
But you don't need to, and you shouldn't.
And your reasoning, if your reasoning for sleeping with a knife under your bed is that you feel so threatened that's making you feel comfortable, then you need to start looking into why you feel so threatened when you're seemingly not under any threats.
Yeah.
Like, clearly the therapist was just trying to, like, build rapport with her and, you know, kind of make her feel more comfortable. And, like, no one's hurt by her sleeping with the cheese knife, you know? But she looked at me as if, like, I had been, like, it's bad that you're sleeping with knives, and she'd be like, my therapist said I did.
Wrong.
Fuck you, bitch.
My therapist says you're wrong.
Fuck you. I don't want you sleeping with a knife. You're crazy as hell. I was looking up at...
What if she hears you in the middle of the night and then
cheese knifes
lunges at you with a cheese knife?
I know. She called the cops.
What if you wake up in the morning as Swiss cheese?
I know. She called the cops once on a Saturday night for noise. We were 25. I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? She was truly the worst.
I have a serious question.
Yes. And thank you, Courtney, for saying thank you to us. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Do you want to, like, fuse the two shows together to make one complete show? Or do we want to just use, like, a half an hour, like what we're doing now?
I think we should use what we're doing now.
Okay.
Audio-wise, that's kind of tough, too. That's, like, getting two shows, mastering the sound, putting them together, and they're not really, like, connected, per se.
Right.
They would be weird. You'd have to, like, fade in and out.
Okay.
And explain, you know. Hi, Maggie. We're excited to be live in front of you.
Yeah, this is not our regular time. This is a special occasion.
I think Maggie is new to the live stream world. I don't think I've seen her.
No, I don't think so.
Up in these chats.
Maggie, what's your deal?
What's your fucking deal?
Don't you love when people ask that? What's your deal?
I hate when people ask that. What's your whole vibe?
No one's ever asked me that in person, but people have asked me that on dating apps.
Yeah, I hate that too. What do you mean, what's my deal?
But why do
2
people...
for 1 pussy!
Why do people ask that on dating apps?
Because they don't have interesting questions.
Yeah. They don't have it... Yeah.
What is my deal? Does that even grammatically correct?
Do you guys want to hear a real conversation I had on a dating app?
Yes, please.
Hang on. It's so fucking... I'm so happy.
Oh, Maggie got ghosted in Utah. Maggie's the
Maggie
story.
Maggie Hearts. Is that your Instagram name? Maggie Hearts?
Maggie's hot. I think all of our listeners are hot.
Yeah, they are.
Read this conversation, and I have an interesting little fan-related thing also afterwards.
Oh my god, I don't have it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Damn it. But it was just like dead end upon dead. I'm so happy that I don't engage with this type of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
This was a while ago to expire. That's why
Sure.
I can't see it. But it was just like, I'm just so happy that like, because I
fall into this trap. I'm not being interesting.
I would have fallen into the trap for sure, like a couple of years ago, and just like kept asking him questions. But it's just like, how can people think that they are allowed to be boring on a dating app? On a dating app, you should be bringing your A game.
You have you could pre-can shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your deal is one level above sup. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sup is the ultimate fuck you. What's your deal is the next level in terms of effort, like just such minimal effort.
Sup is way better.
I
kind of like sup.
Sup's funny if then you like are funny in a back and forth.
You can't just do like just sup.
How's your night? What are you talking about? We don't know each other. How's my night? Well, usually at night I kill people, so tonight it's going well. What the fuck? Who raised you?
Yeah. You know, I actually don't hate that.
You don't hate how's your night?
I don't hate like how was your week? I don't because
you don't know what my week is.
But
what do you mean how was my week?
But we don't know each other. So that's like, what else are we supposed to talk to each other about? That's kind of like a way to segue into like, how do you spend your week?
I like fuck, marry, kill, me, Hitler, me. That's the best opening line I've ever gotten.
Okay, but then that has to move on to something else.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Totally.
And then I think how was your week is fine.
I guess I don't like the like how was your week, but it's weird because I don't even know your name, or I don't even know what you do.
Yeah, but I would prefer somebody ask me how my week was than like, so what do you do professionally? Because then it's up to me to tell you what I want to know to know about my week. Do you know what I mean?
I just prefer when people are zany off the bat, because to me this is just about if we have chemistry.
Yeah, but you can't be zany the whole time. Like, eventually you're gonna have to get into real conversation.
I know.
And like, people talk about their weeks. I talk to you about my week. I talk to you guys about my week.
I can keep it zany for a while.
That's probably why you don't have real relationships. I don't know. I'm not offended. I get what you're saying.
I have fucked up relationships, but they're real. There's a lot of shade throwing from someone who has not been in a long-term relationship coming at me. My relationships are bad.
No, I was merely making a joke. I'm just saying I'm not offended by the how's your week. I don't think it's like, I think it's nice.
What offends you? What's an opening line that you don't like?
Hey, did somebody fart? Let's get out of here.
I would like that more. Has anyone ever said that to you?
Yes.
That's funny to me. I don't know. I don't think dating apps are a great way to meet people. We've talked about this before.
Why don't we start the show?
I mean, I feel like we're already starting. I think we can use this.
Hello, Army of Cunts. How's everybody doing?
Hello.
Welcome to the live stream. We got people in the chat.
We got Squiffle Noses. We were talking about when people ask you what's the deal in dating apps. Squiffle Noses.
What's your deal?
Says, but yeah, what's the deal? What's your dealio? Huh? Huh? No, seriously. What's your deal? Huh? Sup?
Sup?
if you just give out
what's your deal is such a vague question. That's why I don't like it.
Have you ever gotten...
How was your week? Is it a specific question? I'm fine with it.
Have you ever gotten what's your deal in person?
No.
I've gotten it multiple times, and I've been like...
Like from people you don't know?
Yes.
That is rude. If you ask me what my deal is in person, I'm walking away.
I'm not walking away. I'll just be like, what the fuck do you mean?
That's not a question.
It's like antagonistic.
That's the laziest question. Oh, my mom's calling me. Should I answer?
Yeah, ask her what her deal is. Hey, lady, what's your deal?
Hey, Mom.
Oh.
Hey, what's your deal? Yeah, definitely.
If you just give out a card...
Yeah, that would be good. I have to go, though, Mom. Sure. Hi, how you doing?
Call her a bitch.
You're doing good? What are you doing? What kind of cupcakes? Oh, delicious. Did you eat any? Oh, okay. I wish I could be there. I'll see you tomorrow. Did you know that I'm coming over tomorrow? All right, I gotta go, guys. Love you. Bye.
Am I keeping that
in
the
guys.
show? I'm gonna cut that audio out.
I thought something might have been wrong.
Yeah, that's the fear of a phone call.
My mom never calls me.
No, I hate a phone call and then afterwards a text saying call me. That is something of the...
My dad does that.
Yeah, it's a generation above us.
It's so fucked up.
No, and I had to be like, don't say that. It makes me think someone's dead.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Write in the chat if people do that to you.
Jeff Zimmer is here and said, what's your deal is the opening question of a weak mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who said that, Jeff?
Jeff Zimmer's here, baby.
Jeff's a real one.
Jeff is a real one. I guess... On a dating app, okay, my favorite dating app opening question is either A, something funny and absurd, because I enjoy a sense of humor, like something that I'm like, ha, fucking weirdo, or something that says, you read my profile, and you're asking something specific of the profile. And not like, oh, you do comedy, but like my bio used to be, I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him not to skin her and eat her alive, or something like that, or skin her and wear her skin, which is like vaguely a Silence of the Lambs reference, but just like funny and dark and puts across that I'm like, a weirdo kind of person. And if someone either mentions Silence of the Lamb or is like, well, what if I can wear your skin on like Mondays and you know what I mean? It's like, right, you read something.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I just think it can't always be like that. Like, and I'm okay with it not being like that.
If you have game later along the way.
Yeah, sure. Like I'm okay with having a normal conversation. Like I'm in fact like I'm a little bit over the banter thing. Like I get exhausted by it a little bit. Like feeling like people are trying to like one up each other. I'm like, let's just talk like normal people do.
Sometimes though, but it's not one uppy if you have true chemistry. But it's very rare that you have true chemistry. Like the way that I text with you or Hannah or Chemda or whatever, like my close friends who know my sense of humor.
True chemistry.
True chemistry. Like you can infer my humor. You can tell when I'm being cheeky, you know. There's like a certain level of intelligence and, you know. So when you have instant text chemistry like that with someone, it's exciting. Mm-hmm. But it's rare. Yeah. It's super rare. I rarely... The only time I've ever said, what's your deal to someone in public is if someone's being so fucking ridiculous or rude or like I don't understand what they are, then I'll be like, what's your whole fucking What is this?
I don't think I've ever asked anybody that question.
I've done that.
What's your deal?
I remember.
I think I have said, like, are you for real?
Yeah.
Like, I've said, yeah.
That's a version of that.
I guess that is a version
when
of
someone's,
that.
like, so out to lunch that you're like, okay, is this like is this a piece of performance art, or are you actually being serious right now?
You know what? I think my rule of thumb is the best way to start a conversation on an app is to comment specifically on something related to the profile, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you can't. Like, sometimes it's just not conducive to that. And then I think in that case, how's your week going? It's perfectly acceptable. And I think that, like, you know, it's just, we don't really, if you think the person is attractive, do you really care what they say to you? As long as they're not saying, like, fart in my face. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
Lots of farting coming up. See, I think that, like, if I'm into somebody, I don't really care too much what their opening line is. Like, if they're able to sustain a conversation, and we're having a good conversation.
That's what I mean. I care what they say in our conversation.
Yeah. But you seem against the how's your day going or how's your week going.
I don't know.
Which I think it's just a way to, I think it's the same as anything else. I think you're just starting a conversation.
I like a little more flair, but that's my personal preference.
Okay. You guys can talk to me about whatever you like.
I mean, I'm talking about dating. I'm not talking about friends.
So am I.
Yeah.
I want to date you guys.
Maggie says, Andrea just sent you a DM on Instagram of something I make which is designed to hand someone in this exact situation. All right, let's see this.
What?
Of, like, when someone's being hostile and weird, I think, maybe? Let's see. Sliding into the DMs. All right, what do we got?
Like something to use when you don't know someone's deal?
Wow. Okay, so we have...
Oh, I wish we could put it on the screen.
Flip me over, suck me off. Let's fuck.
They're
Wanna
little
do
hearts.
It? Nice blouse. Yeah, they're like
They're little hearts that she makes that say sex acts on them.
It's like nice bulge. Okay.
A nice bulge. That's refreshing.
Nice bulge is great.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Wow. Ass fuck me.
Oh my god.
Stick it in. They're all like kind of tie-dye-y looking. Like they're like so cute.
Suck me off is the best one. But you guys know how much we love the term sucking you off.
It's the funniest thing. So, that's why she's Maggie's Hearts.
Yeah.
She sells these dirty,
Do you make them out of clay, Maggie?
Nice bulges.
Nice bulge is pretty good.
I'd like a...
I want to suck you off one. Suck me off. Okay, so we got a letter for advice. An advice question, I think they're called.
Sure. A letter.
A letter.
We will send a post for advice.
A request for a little advice. And we're going to read it now. Let me open it up. Okay. Dear Hot Messes, loyal cunt army member here.
Nice.
I want to ask your advice on a weird situation I'm currently going through. I hooked up with a guy about 2 years ago who's friendly with a lot of my friends. It was a one-time thing, and I've seen him a couple of times since then, but always in passing. I must admit I was a little disappointed when he didn't seem that interested after we had sex. My good friend just told me he slid into her DMs and asked her out for drinks next week. She asked me how I would feel about her meeting up with him, and to be honest, I'm not cool with it, but I feel like she's only asking me as a courtesy. What should I do? Help. Yours truly, In a Dick Pickle.
Great name.
In a dickle.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Nice bulge.
This is a really good question.
I know.
I feel like, have you ever dealt with a situation like that? Somebody you hooked up with a friend or wanted to?
Yes.
I actually never have.
I have. It's someone in Canada that I hooked up with. And he was like kind of awkward when I hooked up with him. He was cute, but he got like mad hot.
Okay.
And so all of my friends then like wanted to hook up with him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean? Was
it years later or was it soon after?
Years later. So kind of different.
And what did you have feelings for him when you originally hooked up with him?
Yeah, you have to have some sort of feeling toward. I mean,
but like, did you have romantic feelings towards him?
It was a summer fling, but we only hooked up once. If I had my way, I would have wanted to hook up with him for the rest of the summer. But he was.
I thought you were gonna say for the rest of my life.
All my life.
I pray
Mateo, you hot,
like
weird guy. His name was Mateo. He's super hot. He carried me home.
Turn the lights off. Carry me home. Did he play Blink-182?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's my age again? I actually, spoiler alert. I don't know. This is not a spoiler. I actually fell asleep in the middle of blowing him because I was so drunk. So
wow.
I think I probably
like with the dick in your mouth.
Yes. It was like.
What did he do?
I wasn't present for it, but apparently I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking blow ya.
Wait, so did he remove your head?
He must have picked my head up. This is how I found out. So, if anyone's ever like, did you really have a drinking problem, Andrea? Yes.
Yeah, this would be one of the go-to stories.
This is not even the worst, but I didn't remember. The hookup was so belligerent that I didn't remember that I had fallen asleep dick in mouth. So the next morning I woke up and I was like, hey, like, oh my God, what happened last night? And he was so embarrassed that, like, I didn't know that happened, that he was just like, we just made out. And so then, like, a week later, he was friends with someone my best friend was dating, and we hung out with this social group.
Oh, okay.
Her boyfriend told her that I fell asleep during this blowjob, and then she told me. So
that's the only reason you found out?
Yes.
How did you feel? Were you like...
so embarrassed?
Yeah, I would have been embarrassed.
I was so hammered that I passed out on your dick. You had to pick my head up.
And that was the only time that you guys fooled around?
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He's like, this drunk bitch.
Oh my God,
this fucking train wreck. Passed out on my dick and then woke up the next morning and was like, what happened last night?
Oh my God. You're probably like trying to look like...
Oh yeah. I was like, what, you wanna come?
Did you think that you guys had sex? Or?
I didn't know, that's why I asked. This is where...
But you didn't even have a, like, suspicion?
This was during a period in my life that I like to call, did we have sex? Who knows? So there was a lot of nights where I'd like have to
deductive reasoning.
Finger myself to feel like, did it feel like there was a dick up there?
Oh yeah, usually you can tell.
Yeah, you can feel it.
But you might not know if you had given a blowjob though.
You certainly wouldn't, especially if you did 2 pumps and then powered down.
Yeah, but sometimes your throat.
Sure.
You can feel it in your throat.
So in this case, when my friend was like, hey, was just like, he's hot and I want to hook up with him. Because I went to a bar and I saw him years later and I had sobered up at this point, and he was kind of like flirting with my friend, and I was just like, go ahead.
Yeah, you were totally cool with it.
I fucked this up.
Right. Don't do what I did.
Listen, here's a piece of advice.
He's not into people falling asleep on his dick. I know that.
I'm imagining.
No, dude, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out with this one. He doesn't like people falling asleep on his dick.
I can only imagine, like, kind of getting into a blowjob. Like, you know how guys, their head kind of leans back or whatever, and they get into it. And then, like,
yeah.
I mean, you know, whatever. It depends on how...
You know how it is.
It depends on how good you are.
You know how it is.
But, like...
You know how they just throw their head back in ecstasy?
But can you imagine the moment when I stopped moving, and he was like, "Wait, what?" Like,
right, and he has to, and then he's like, "Are you just you need a moment?" And then he's like, "Oh no!"
And then he has to like pick my head up.
Do you think he picked you up by the scruff of your neck,
or
by like your ponytail?
Probably by my ponytail. He probably like pushed me off to the side.
I bet he gently took you by the sides of your face. And, slowly lifted the head and then put it on a nice little pillow and then stroked your hair for about 5 minutes and then...
Goodbye, sweet prince.
Pleasant dreams.
Oh my god. Anyways, back to this question. What a departure.
Okay,
so you haven't been in this situation before.
I've never been in this situation. I don't think any of my friends would ever consider hooking up with someone that I hooked up with, like, even if I didn't care. Because there are definitely people that I wouldn't care, but I don't see any of my close friends really, like, there are plenty of other guys to fuck.
Yeah.
But that said, I don't think it's wrong. Like, I think if it's somebody that you hooked up with once, I think it was nice of your friend to ask.
Yeah.
If you had a problem with it, I don't think you can tell her that you have a problem with it. I think that's very... It's controlling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I don't think her friend should do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. I feel both. I feel the same. Like, in that I feel both ways. Like, for example, you hooked up. There was a comic that we had on Hot Mess in the beginning years who I was into, and then he slid into your DMs pretty quickly after the show.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to hit it.
Trying to hit it.
I was trying to do my old classic
hit it and quit it.
Pump.
She was trying to fall asleep on that dick.
I really was. But as soon as he started obviously trying to hook up with you, I was like, oh, okay. I will show myself out. Like,
I remember you being like, fucking go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because to me, there's something kind of gross about being like, no, I like him. Because,
yeah. It's juvenile.
Yeah, you don't own people. Like, there's something very boy crazy about, like, if I have a crush on a guy, like, it is so fucked up. I like him. It's like,
yeah.
There's a world filled with men, like, and people. And it's like, friendship is so much more valuable. It's kind of like, it's a bit, like, weirdly putting the man on the pedestal in a way.
Yeah. I will say that it would really suck if she was like, yeah, go for it. I'm totally cool with it. But she's not really cool with it, and then the friend ends up dating this guy, and they're together for years. Yeah. Although, that's the only scenario that I could see it being okay from the friend's perspective, is if they fall in love and get married.
Well, that's... And another thing is, like, I wouldn't fuck anyone that you fuck.
I know.
Like, that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you... Okay, let's put ourselves in this situation. Mm-hmm. If you asked me... Hey, I know you hooked up with this guy a couple years ago. Are you okay? He asked me out. Can I go out with him? I'd be like, yeah, sure. That's kind of weird. But, like, if you like him, then yeah.
It's super weird.
But it's weird.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's wrong of her to, like, feel weird about it. It sounds like
you can't actively stop it, though.
No,
you shouldn't
can't
actively
It's
stop
just too controlling. It's going to create tension in the friendship. Just tell her that it's okay. Tell her it's up to her. And then let her do what she wants.
And then just low-key be a bitch to her for a while to punish her for being such a fucking
yeah,
weirdo.
just stop doing nice things for her.
I don't know. Yeah, it's so like, okay, a few years ago in the comedy community, a very popular couple broke up.
Okay.
And then shortly after, the guy started dating another girl in the community who looked very similar, was similar looking to the ex, and it kind of, like we've talked about this situation on the show with the comic who was the new girl, and like the girl who got dumped, kind of like iced out, like publicly iced out the guy.
Okay, yeah.
And also people were mean to the new girl, like actively excluding her, not
and
her.
the new girlfriend had been friends with him for a while,
and the old girlfriend too. Like she had been friends with the old girlfriend.
Yeah,
not best friends, I don't think, but
friends by association. You know,
yeah.
you have a friend, and that your friend's girlfriend is also your friend.
Yeah,
but then after they broke up, he was available, and she was like, "Oh, we've never explored this before, but like, yeah, I want to date you," which she was well within her right to, and they're still together to this day, and they're in love.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't stop any of this shit from happening.
You can't. When people are like trying to stop people who want to fuck from fucking, I'm like, LOL. That's a hilarious thing that you think you can do that.
Yeah, it's the most powerful force on this earth.
It's fucking, man. But, like, I always had... Because, say that happened to you. Say, like, I don't know the level of bullying that happened because I didn't see it and I wasn't in these social circles.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I see both sides of this. Like, if that happened to you, if someone broke up... If you were dating a well-known comic and he broke up with you and then started dating one of your friends who kind of also looked similar to you, I can see...
And had been his friend. Yeah. I think that is also a key detail.
I could see...
Because she had kind of been around.
It would feel like you got swapped out, and I could see how much that would hurt your feelings, and as your friend, I would be like...
You would probably hate her too.
I would like hate her on principle to protect your feelings.
Yeah.
But on like a moral level, I don't think it's right to like actively bully this person if you're not involved, or even like I don't know. It's so fucking there's no like exact right way, but
there's no easy answer because like you're gonna feel how you're gonna feel. We can't tell you to not be upset, but it's gonna hurt you more. It's gonna be more disadvantageous. Disadvantageous to you to tell her not to see somebody because she's gonna be like she's just gonna resent you. Yeah. Just let her date him or fuck him or whatever. They're not gonna stay together. Yeah. And if they do, then that's love, and that's an even more powerful force. And whatever. But they're not going to. Like, let's be real. Nobody stays together. Nothing lasts. They're gonna fuck, and then she's not gonna want to see him again. Anyway.
Also, like, if that guy wasn't interested in you, then, like, I was saying this to you, there's someone also in the comedy community who acts like they like me and I know they don't. And you've seen, he's a friend of the show Keeping the Girl. He was at a party that we went to recently.
He acts like he likes you.
But you can tell that he doesn't.
Oh, okay. He acts like he likes you as a person.
Yeah, as a person.
Yeah.
He's fake friendly to me, but I can read the undercurrent of dislike.
He's polite. Yeah.
But, like, it's almost like through his teeth.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you saw it.
I saw it.
Because some people don't see it, and I'm like, he does not like me at all.
I mean, just look at the way he behaves around people he actually likes.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
So for the longest time, I'm like, if someone doesn't like me, like I'm trying to find a way to convince them that they're wrong, or that I'm also being like, and I'm putting so much effort towards, like, trying to change that or understanding it,
that you end up looking like more of an ass, probably.
Yeah, but then it's like, if someone doesn't like you, fuck that person.
Just let them not like you.
They're wrong.
That's the thing. That's another part of this that I think it's important to address, is that you were a little disappointed after he didn't want to keep seeing you after you had sex, but like this was 2 years ago. No action was taken on either side. And, like, if somebody doesn't want to see you, first of all, it seems like he's a fuckboy. Like, he's sliding into your friend's DMs, and that's fine. But, like,
no energy should be going towards this person.
Yeah, it wasn't going to become anything anyway. Like, don't be upset because you think it could have been you. No, it couldn't have. And if he doesn't like you, one, he's wrong.
Yes.
And two,
you gotta be an advocate for you. Who else is gonna be your own champion if not you?
And two, let him fuck your friend.
Let him fuck your friend.
Let him fuck your friend, whatever.
He's probably got a disease. She'll probably get it.
She's probably gonna catch feelings for him and then end up being disappointed too. And then you guys can...
Then you can bond.
You can bond over it.
Then you can bury his body somewhere.
You can commiserate.
Together.
Yeah, you could beat him up.
Like the Dixie Chicks.
Listen, nothing bonds women more than the hatred of men. The mutual hatred of a man.
Can I tell you, I did this this comedy festival. This girl Jax put it together. She did a fantastic job. It was called the Bad Bitch Revolution.
Uh-huh.
And it was an all-female comedy festival. I hosted a show last minute, and all-female lineup. It was the most, like, number one fucking fun experience to have an all-female lineup. And the shitting on men that was going on was mwah.
Oh,
It was
that's
just
fun.
like, motherfucker says this, and I'm like, blah, 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 and then we're all like, ah! Like, it was like a witch meeting.
Was the audience all women?
Almost all. And then, like,
Fun.
very feminist men. It was
Very fun.
It was amazing. It was a coven.
I want to join a coven. Join
Yeah.
a coven!
Join a coven. Start doing comedy and talk about men with tiny dicks.
You're going to forget about this guy. Also, why are you still thinking about this guy?
Start doing bar classes. Get ripped.
You should slide into one of his friends' DMs.
That's funny. That's funny.
You should fuck his friends.
Yes.
This is real advice.
We at the Hot Mess Comedy Hour always condone fucking people's friends
Yeah.
as a way to get back to them.
As revenge.
In no way is it unhealthy
No,
or wrong.
it's not wrong. He's fucking your friend. You should fuck his friends.
Sex should be a weapon.
You were not given a body to not weaponize it, okay?
Yes.
You were given a body to do what you can with what you have to get what you want out of life.
Don't make yourself attractive for yourself. Get hot to fuck horrible men who don't deserve it.
Get exactly the kind of hot that you know his dumbass friends are going to be into.
Mm-hmm.
Wear a wig.
Ruin your life to win this man's attention for 3 minutes.
Fall asleep with one of their dicks in your mouth. Do something crazy. Do something that they are not going to be able to resist telling him about.
Go to his house, spray paint a dick on the front of the garage door.
Spray paint a dick on his dick
Yes.
while he's sleeping.
Show
And then he'll be like, wait, how did I wake up with this little miniature drawing of a dick on my dick? Is this Inception?
take a shit in a bag and put it on his front doorstep.
Tape a dead squirrel underneath his couch.
Courtney Reed says, I feel attacked and seen. You should. We are on the attack here at the Hot Mess Comedy. Show up at his house wearing a bag.
A bag.
Only a bag. I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, I'm into it. Like a Ziploc bag. Not a zip. Like a Glad bag.
Yes.
A garbage bag.
Yeah, wearing only a garbage bag.
With the boobs cut out.
Yes.
And
And
then
say,
shake them in his face.
I'm fucking trash. Fuck me.
Take a picture of all of his friends passed out, and then make a collage of it, and then make, like, little weird, like, kidnapper, magazine cutout, ransom note writing that said, I fucking told you so.
Kill them both. Pose them naked together. Photograph it. Send it to the FBI.
And put them in stupid outfits. Make them wear Von Dutch hats.
As they're dead.
Bury them.
Alive. I don't know if we talked about crazy bitch behavior. Was it on the podcast we were talking about crazy bitch behavior? Maybe it was on Keith and the Girl.
You're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it.
Like, well, I think it was right after you came back from Florida Gate.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how, like, this person mistreated you so much, and
I want to do something
you behaved
crazy.
so well, and you're annoyed that you didn't just go crazy, because what does it matter?
I've decided I'm just going to do crazy shit from now on.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of
It's
fun.
empowering. You know what feminism is?
Doing crazy shit!
And not apologizing for it. Because you know what? You've been mistreated.
I'm putting yourself...
That guy fucked you and didn't call you. That is fucked up. Fuck all of his friends.
Put his cell phone in a blender.
Put on glasses and dress up as a slutty librarian.
And have sex with his mom.
Yes, have sex with his mom and his aunts. And all of his uncles.
We've gone full...
All of his uncles. Even the gay ones.
We've gone full crazy bitch over the Hot Mess Comedy Hour. You can only push someone so far until they join the dark side.
Yeah, I'm over it. This is my brand of feminism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
I'm no longer taking the high road.
Yeah. I don't care about making intelligent arguments. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Get off my soapbox? Okay, I'm gonna fuck your friends now.
I'm gonna take my used tampons
and rub it all over your face.
and blend them into a matcha latte and drop it off for you at work.
You might think it's kind of weird that a matcha latte is red, but you know what?
It's got strawberry in it.
It's got strawberry in it, aka my period blood.
It's crazy we don't weaponize our period blood more.
I'm going to.
We've been given the ultimate
gift.
Yeah.
And it's so rich in iron.
It really is.
And I lose it every month.
Yeah, you can't afford it, man.
I should have men lining up at my doorstep volunteering to cook me a fucking hamburger.
No, they're not.
But they're not. Because they're ungrateful. And I'm not going to take it anymore.
Oh, jeez. Crazy Bitches a Spectrum, Squiffle Noises says, from might falsely accuse you of looking at her friend to will definitely cut your dick off if you fall asleep.
I'm the latter.
Yeah, I've gone to the full left side. Listen.
I'm sorry. It's a spectrum between shitty and amazing.
Whenever I read an how is it that whenever we read an article about a woman cutting a man's dick off,
we're like,
we're
yeah,
always laughing.
Good for you.
This is what it's come to.
I'm not saying that everyone should do it. I'm just saying that I think some people need to do it so that they know that it's always possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the people to do it are our fans.
And us.
Little fan story. Dustin went to an improv show last night, and he was there to see his friend Brett, and there was a girl there who was friends with Brett, and was acting like very low key and nice. This is not a negative story about her. And then Dustin and his friend Brett were like off somewhere else together, and he goes like, "Oh, you know that girl is like a huge Hot Mess fan and knows everything about you, but didn't identify herself."
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. I know.
How did she know? Did she hear about the show from his friend?
I don't know. She's a Keith and the Girl fan originally, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
I know. I'm like...
But she, knows who Dustin is.
Yeah, she knows. She's listened to the show.
The idea of that is so weird. It would be so weird if I was hanging out with someone who was a friend of a friend all night and they didn't say that they listened to the show.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
I wonder... Because remember when we used to hang out with, Keith and the Girl or Keith and Kenda, and you feel weird...
Bringing things up.
When's the time to reveal that you know everything about their life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although they knew that we were listeners.
Sure.
But I know what you mean. It could have been awkward. It could have been awkward if she said "Oh, by the way, I know who you are."
Yeah. You fuck this podcaster that I love.
That I know,
But listen, thank you.
I know you have a big dick.
Next time you...
I know that your dick is disproportionately large to your skinny body.
To your tiny body. Listen, you should tell him that next time. Next time you see Dustin, you tell him right off the bat, hey, can you imagine? He would turn
beet red.
He would turn so he would die. Do it.
Kill Dustin.
No, he's the only good one.
Yeah, don't ever, never. My angel, my angel d-bag.
You know, it's funny. So, I was telling Emily before this, we were talking about therapy, and I have this feelings workbook. Man, I'm so deep in this.
There's a picture of a rainbow and a butterfly on it.
It's interesting. Do you want to hear some of the feelings workbook? Is this how is therapy going session?
Sure.
Okay, so
we're debuting a brand new segment, you guys. It's called How's Therapy Going? And it's exactly how it sounds, and really good take it away.
We're really good and original with titles.
Yeah.
So this is ACOA, the 12-step program that I do, which is for people who have dysfunctional families / is everyone, I would say.
It's got the tree of good and evil on it.
It does. The tree. So the front is the current state of affairs before you go through the program, and it's got a lot of bad words on it. And then on the other side, there's like a happy tree that has all the like.
Oh, I like the happy tree.
The happy tree's the best.
Why is it on the back? I wish it was on the front.
Because you start with the fucked up tree.
Right.
The fucked up tree's all like weirdly curved and shit. And then the happy tree's all like, oh, everything's good.
Oh, I see the words emotional sobriety.
Yeah. Have I talked to you about emotional sobriety before? Okay, so this is interesting. Let me read. I won't read all of this because these are anonymous programs and it's like probably not kosher to be giving.
Here's a list of everybody's first and last names who's in this program with me.
Okay, a good way to explain emotional sobriety. Do you remember when we were interviewing Hamda on Hot Mess and we were talking about her love of like people who are fuck-ups and addicts and people who disappoint her, and we were like, why are you and you were like, yeah, you like these people because they excite you. And she was like, yeah, otherwise like boring. And that is like a very indicative thing that they call it being addicted to excitement. So it's like your household was chaos and you didn't know how people were going to behave, which is in a way exciting because you don't like, there's no reliable pattern of behavior, and even though it's abusive and it's bad, it's what you're used to, and that's your stasis. So someone who is reliable and not abusive is boring to you.
Okay.
So it's the idea of being addicted to excitement. So that's why you surround yourself with like emotionally volatile people, and you're with abusive people because they continue the pattern of that like exciting lifestyle. So it's kind of like when they use sobriety, it's like you're kind of like drunk off of the excitement of all these people and things, that all this chaos.
Yeah.
And the idea is to not, like the other day when we were talking about me getting involved with these like misfit toy people that have all these problems, I'm getting out of my interactions with them the excitement of hearing about their problems and like their what's the word? Like not like fluctuating, but they're like not irrational.
Erratic?
Erratic, yeah. Their erraticness excites me. And like so that's kind of like being drunk. You're not of sound mind. You can't be of sound mind when you're on a roller coaster with lunatics all the time.
Yeah. But so when you stop engaging with those types of people, do you get depressed?
At this point, I'm so tired from these people that I feel calm. But forever, I couldn't walk away from these types of people because it was too salacious for me. It was too, like, the pull was too hard. Mm-hmm. But they fucked me up so hard over time. It's like bottoming out with booze. Like, they fuck you up so much to a point that the excitement they offer is not worth the pain
Got it.
They're not going to make you feel good anymore in the way that they used to make you feel good. Like, as a coping mechanism, they're not going to help you anymore. So, the word that they use, okay, this is interesting. Here we go. Some well-meaning parents learn to say affirming statements of love and encouragement, yet they still transfer their own self-doubt and lack of self-love in large measures. Many of us are adult children of these parents. We acted out of addiction or other self-harming behavior, continuing the disease of family dysfunction. Non-drinking parents raised in an alcoholic home are essentially unrecovered adult children who unintentionally pass on family dysfunction. These parents typically are dependent personalities driven by the inside drugs of fear, excitement, and anxiety. That's the best way I've ever heard of it, saying, like, inside drug is a weird sounding thing, but, like, these things get your, your adrenaline up. Anxiety is adrenaline producing.
Yeah.
And fear creates adrenaline. All this stuff, like, puts your system into overdrive.
Okay.
And you're, like, kind of addicted to this type of behavior. That's your stasis, is, like, feeding off of these things. So it's kind of like weaning yourself off of those types of drugs. Anyways, feelings books.
So how do you break it? Like, what's the like general expectation of the program? Like, when someone graduates the program, do they graduate the program? And like, how what's the hope for the end of it when they like can have a functional relationship?
Okay, complicated question. Do people graduate the program? Yes. A lot of people, similar to alcoholism, I think dysfunction and like emotional abuse and stuff like that is like a lifetime battle.
Yeah.
So a lot of people stay involved, like they go to meetings on a semi-regular basis to continue to like to continue to just check in on themselves.
Yeah.
Because just like with booze, you can relapse on these things. Like, you saw me have a sex and love addict relapse earlier this year when I hooked up with a 23-year-old, knowing fair well that it was a bad idea. Did it anyways.
Maybe not. Yeah. Not the best move.
Sure, but you knew, knowing it was bad, still doing it.
Yeah.
So you can, what's the word? Denial is such a powerful thing that if you're not like just regularly checking on yourself, you can easily slip into a version of relapse of some sort. How to undo all this stuff? I'm in the middle of it, so I think the idea is to first, like, unearth what, like, really happened to you. A lot of people don't have clear understandings or, like, are afraid to say what happened to them or feel that they're being, like, so often abusers minimize their abuse to continue doing it. So you've been following this narrative of, like, I don't have it that bad or they weren't that bad. So, like, to say what really happened takes a long time because you don't trust yourself. You don't, like, you think you're lying somehow. So to like first, it's kind of like deprogramming the whole way you operate through life.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it seems like a near impossible task.
It's not. It's really not. It just takes a lot of work.
Yeah. It's
not near impossible because there's activities that are like, they have things here where you first you look at your family tree and what everyone in your family was like. And then things become very obvious. Like, oh, I have a parent in this, or like a grandfather who's an alcoholic, a father who's like a workaholic. Like, again, this stuff is all like, takes so much time, and there's lots of like words and like terminology and ways of thinking that are really new that take a while to get used to. There's also a lot of like, I had a lot of worry about God stuff. Like, I didn't want to become part of like like a groupthink type thing, which is really not. I don't find it to be like that. But I think the idea is to find out the truth and to admit like how you deal with things.
The truth will set you free.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like I have serenity, which is a weird word to use now. I can access it in a way that I didn't used to, and I see people that are further along in the program. They're calm as fuck.
Yeah.
They're so, like, there's this woman who's just always kind of like, you know, breathing deeply, like enjoying things. Like, they're just able to handle things in a way that seems much more conducive to like a happy life. I'm not operating under any illusions that you can change everything, but I think that you can change a lot of things.
Well, it's probably just about changing your outlook.
Know what happens, understand why you are the way that you are, stop blaming yourself for that, and then start to understand boundaries, try to like listen to your body when things are happening, like understand. It's so much about just like rigorous interior thought, which is difficult. It's really difficult. It's also painful.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why we suppress all these memories. The brain suppresses things to protect you from them. Like, really traumatic memories, sometimes you can't even recall them, but doesn't mean they're not there. Anyways, it's a lot of information, and it seems, like, crazy sounding.
It's a lot of text.
Yeah, it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of work and writing. But, so one of them, so it like tells you the word, so feelings. Like, I always thought I was an emotionally intelligent person, and I was saying to you earlier that like I'm very good at sizing people up. Yeah. And figuring out how they're potentially like a threat, which is clearly just like, I've been around abusive people a lot, so I know how to like, it's like scanning a body and being like, do they have weapons on them? Like, it's not a great thing, because it's like I'm constantly worried that, and you should be smart about.
You should be cautious.
You should be cautious about who you surround yourself with, but I'm not emotionally intelligent in that I understand how I'm reacting to things. Like, I thought I had a wider range. Doesn't really seem like it. But one of the emotions, feeling loved, a sense of feeling valued, understood, and heard, listened to, feeling safe with another, warmth in heart, lightness of body. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
So I had to like write down a instance where I felt loved, and the instance that came to mind is when we had a sleepover party here in my apartment with Dustin and Emily.
So fun.
I know. Well, I think like one of the things about it was like feeling understood and heard. Like that, I never understood that is a big part of feeling loved, is that like people understand you and they're not gonna get angry at you for the way that you are. But I remember like that particular night, it was like, oh, I felt so safe in this room. I was with people who got me. We were like able to have fun together.
Everybody could be who they are.
Yeah, with no threat or worry. And I don't think a lot of people...
We were going to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we were all wearing pajamas. I don't think a lot of people feel loved in that way.
Like unconditionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people feel conditionally loved. And I think we build a lot of our society on the idea of like being good enough to be loved, when like just by existing you should be lovable. But that's hard to say. All this stuff is hard to say. It feels...
Yeah, no, you know what? That's true. A lot of people probably don't have that. I think most people have that with their family. Yeah. But with people who aren't...
But even so, though, we place this weird sacred cow shit on family.
Yeah.
And like, families are capable... Family is such a like complicated thing.
Totally.
there is like a beautiful unconditional love that is kind of only true of family, but also we protect the family unit. And in that, when fucked up shit goes down, the idea is you still have to protect the family above all. So that's why people get molested, people get physically abused, people get emotionally abused. Like, so much sinister shit can go down in family homes. But then what's fucked up is that these are the people that quote unquote love you and have your back. But it's like, but that's not the action. But if that's all you understand is love, then how would you know otherwise?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it sucks. That sucks that we say that people who aren't in contact with their family, it's like you did something wrong, but it's very hard to break contact with family in our society. It's super frowned upon.
Yeah, it is.
And like, that's why a lot of people stay with abusive families and then they marry abusive partners. Like, it's all this like protected, sick little fucking system. There are loving families, but it's not the standard.
Don't be afraid to walk away from your family.
That's what I say.
Fuck their friends.
Mm-hmm. Fuck
all your family's friends. Fuck your brother's friends. Fuck your sister's friends. Your dad's friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Your mom's friends.
Fuck your dad. No,
Fuck your
don't.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. Anyways, that's my therapy. So it's good.
That's great.
I mean, it's nice to feel those things. It's also like, oh God.
It's nice to give yourself the space to acknowledge your feelings and to react how you need to react.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
good that you take the time out of every week to like be able to address these things that you have not addressed in the past.
It's also like, so you write down an event, a cause of the event, how I feel. So you like,
I'm a dumb, stupid bitch.
Yeah,
is the cause.
Yeah, that for you, that's how you interpret the world.
I'm a stupid whore.
Inner reaction, so like how your body felt and what it caused you to develop. These are like, you have to understand 12-step rhetoric to like follow this.
You need to know their terminology. You
guys
wouldn't get it.
You can't say with us. Well, these are just, you know, laundry list trait is not something that most people know, but
yeah, I don't do laundry. So.
That's true. You'll never get better if you don't do laundry. The words that I felt in all of these. The feelings words are always fear, anger, shame, fear, anger, shame, fear, anger, shame. It's almost every single one of them is like fear or anger. I'm an angry person. I'm like a really angry person. That sucks. I thought I was like kind of chill.
I don't know, man.
No, I was telling you today, I'm like, anger is like deep in my core.
But like, maybe anger is the appropriate, you know.
No, at the time, anger is the tool that I was given.
Yeah.
I don't need to keep fucking running off rage fumes, dude.
Yeah.
What a life. I didn't realize how deep the anger was in like every way that I handle things, and that sucks. No one likes being around angry people. Angry people are scary. Like, that's a bad look.
Yeah. And I don't like being around angry people.
No one does. They're a bummer.
They're not like the funnest.
You're on edge around angry people.
Yeah.
It sucks. I don't be drunk off my own anger, man.
As intoxicating as it can be.
It is intoxicating, but sometimes you're toxic.
Well, I found out that my my therapist is in the program. She's a friend of John. Did I say it right?
I can't remember.
Oh, she's a friend of Anthony.
Is she in Alcoholics Anonymous?
Well, I don't. Yeah.
Did she? Is that what she said to you?
Yes.
In the program. Okay. Because that could mean this.
No, she's it's booze.
It's booze. Hey,
it's booze.
Look at you and all the sober.
Yeah, And honestly, it makes me respect her more.
Oh, yeah. Well, you kind of thought she was a bit wishy-washy.
It makes me respect her more because, like, she has struggled, and she will tell me about specific things that have helped her deal with painful moments. And I can really tell how sincere she is. So that makes me respect her more. That said, she's also... She has a lot of quirks that, like, are objectively hilarious. Like... She is a Pilates teacher and a yoga teacher, and she's
hot.
She's very fit.
Hell yeah.
She's very thin, but she's got like huge biceps.
Is she like sinewy? Like
yes.
Thin people are jacked.
She looks like a Pilates instructor.
Yeah,
like that's what she looks like.
Damn girl.
But she's a little bit older. I can't really tell how old she is. But in very good shape. She's very pretty. But she's got like a very kind face. But you know, she says very yoga teacher things. And it's so hard for me. Sometimes I just laugh at her. Like sometimes she'll say something and I just start laughing, and like she doesn't take it personally because she knows she sounds like that. She like speaks in metaphors.
Sure.
And
there's a lot of this going on in the therapy community. And you know what? I'm with it.
It's fine, but like, you know, everything is like, imagine you're by a riverbank and you're watching the river go by and you're not judging it for flowing by and you're not judging the things that it's picking up along the way, and you know, you're listening to the sounds of the babbling brook, and I'm like, wait a second, what are we talking about right now?
Bitch, talking about the river. You know what's interesting is mine is also, she's definitely like spiritual for sure. She's not religious, but I think spirituality plays into a lot of these programs because it's a way for people to like stop the constant wheel of and just like assign the feelings elsewhere. It's a very good way to calm yourself. But she said something to me. She was like, yeah, I used to laugh at like hippie people, like before I was a therapist, or
before I became one of them.
Yeah, well, and she was like, I used to laugh at them and like make fun of them and their like woo-woo terms and whatever. And she's like, and I totally get it. There's like stereotypes of every type of person, but she's like, I'm so much happier now than I was then that they can make fun of me all that they want.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? You're kind of fucking right.
Yeah.
Like, we're also like, our parents' generation, and definitely the one before them, is so anti-mental health.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, it's like, what are you trying to hide? Like, or like, why do you hate it so much? And I think it's a lot of the times people have things going on and they don't want to look at it, so it's easier to be like, you're a fucking hippie.
You're a quack.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a quack, doctor.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's certainly a part. That's been one of the hardest parts for me to like check my judgment with.
Yeah.
But it's like, then I have to be like, well, why do you feel like you have to judge so hard?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I have a problem where I'm kind of like allergic to cheese a lot, and like it is really hard. Like I laugh at her sometimes, and it's become like this running gag. Like she'll say something and then I'll like, we kind of have jokes. She'll say something and I'll start to like crack a smile. I'll be like holding back a smile and she'll be like, I know, like this is my first metaphor of the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a rapport.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, she's a booze hound.
So that's good. So you kind of like, you feel like, it's kind of like when you meet someone and then you find out they have like a fucked up past and you're like, okay, respect.
Yeah. Like I just like you more. Sorry.
Yeah. Good. That's great.
Yeah, she's great. Listen, guys, it's been real.
It has been real. If you're hot and funny, people will think you're, quote, dark instead of a, quote, ticking time bomb. Sure. That's fair. Yeah, man, we went all over the map today. We went from falling asleep during blowjobs to, accepting and feeling deserving of love. What a spectrum.
Well, and it's interesting because that's the very journey that you've taken in your real life. So Micro and macro right there. Guys, you can tune in. Obviously, this we had technical difficulties during the last live stream, so we are doing this on a Saturday, but normally it's a Friday show, so tune in to our YouTube channel every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time and chat with us. It's honestly been a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. Great hangs.
Peace out.
Bye. Get a little ass shot on the way out. What do you guys think about that? Ooh, this one's shiny. Look at that.